Ladies and gentlemen, we were going to wait for Tevis. We were going to wait for Chris. To be fair to Chris, he actually did show up, but he had to go. He'll be back. But I didn't want anyone accusing me of being late. So here we are with Roy, Steve, and no one else. Everyone else is not here. They can't appear. I'm kidding. They've arrived finally. How you guys doing?
Good to have. It's been a while since we've had my people on.
Windows 11 is a virus. I want you all to know this. Ever since I upgraded my computer to Windows 11, it's just been terrible. So I'm on my phone trying to restart my computer to get it to work properly.
Windows? What are you doing with Windows?
Yeah, get on the Linux band.
I don't have time for that.
Linux,
yes.
Oh man.
What do you use, Tevis?
I'm on Mac.
Why would you?
They don't.
I'm not here complaining about my tech problems. That's Chris.
Yeah,
No,
that's a good reply.
Aspen Plus, which is a chemical engineering software, only works on Windows. So I have no other option. I need that software.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
To be fair, I actually have to keep my laptop as on Windows just because there are some things, like you said, that do not work on Linux at all, or any alternative. So, yeah, stinks.
Okay. So, I think that there's a stock that all of us hold in common. Robinhood stock. No, I'm kidding.
Lemonade.
Is there another stock? Do we all own BMNR?
Yes.
We all own NVIDIA, right?
No.
Tevis.
Better.
Oh my God.
Tevis? Seriously?
Yeah, no.
It's too
No,
high.
yeah, I bought it at like $90 and it fell, and then I sold it at like 160 and like a month later or 2 months later or something like that. Do we all own Lemonade? No.
No.
Roy doesn't. You got it gifted, didn't you?
No, I got him.
I got it gifted. I own it.
Do you own BMNR, Chris?
Who was the one who convinced Roy to buy BMNR, Tevis?
Right. Okay. Yeah, so we all own BMNR. We all own SoFi, and I think we all own Hood.
We probably
Steve does not.
Except Steve. Yeah, well.
we probably all own something like Google or Amazon as well.
Nope.
I own both of those.
See? Smart guy. I knew I liked you, Chris. It's always like got so much in common.
Do we all own hymns? No, Steve doesn't.
If it's big
And
tech,
Tanner doesn't either.
No, he does.
Oh,
just
because
a
he
little
got
bit.
gifted it. That's right.
I got gifted it $100 worth, but I think I have something like $250 worth. So I appreciate the gift. It was a good gift.
Yes, you're welcome. Unlike Block.
Oh boy.
Joby's up. Okay, let's get into SoFi Technologies. First off, let's get right into the new products that they ended up showing off today. International money transfers.
International
To one company or to one country.
To one country.
Yeah.
It'll expand. Give it time.
Yeah. And I think some people have been using it. I sent my cousin in Mexico $50. It cost me 25 cents. I mean, if that's the case, there is some very, very cheap new opportunities for money transfer using the power of blockchain, actually using the power of Bitcoin, which is kind of funny.
What is that, like 0.5% or something?
Yeah, on that transaction. Yes.
Wouldn't that scale lower? Because it's happening over blockchain, right? So wouldn't that scale lower if you have higher amounts, or would it be like a flat, percentage?
I don't think if I remember correctly, it's a flat percentage, but I could be wrong. Do you know anything else about the pricing, Chris, for the 25 cents that David guy got transferred or charged?
No, so I don't know. Oh, one second.
It's an app right now. It's live, but you have to have the address for the person that you're sending it to, and they have to create one if they haven't already. There's a bit of a friction there, and I kind of wish that I had just a sample address because I'd like to see what the fees are at different pricing levels, but there's no way to figure that out. But like what you guys said, just Mexico right now, but it's through the Lightspark partnership, which is already in 60 plus countries. So I don't think it's going to be like they just have to flip a switch and then they'll be in another 60 countries. So don't be dismayed that it's just Mexico, although that's probably the most important to start off with.
There we go. We can get a little chat going between all the streams. Chris is having some real problems right now. I don't know what's going on, but maybe he's true. Maybe he's right. He did download a virus or something. But do you think that the money transfers product is going to make any material difference to their financials? Do you think people will start going to SoFi for international transfers?
No.
No, not at all.
No. It's a nothing burger.
And why is that?
It's a quality of life. It's nice to have, but it's not going to be material financially.
Welcome back, Chris.
We can see the take rate, which is low, but there's a lot of remittance companies out there that actually have as low or lower rates as well. It's not a huge money changer or money gainer. And plus they have a partnership with Lightspark. So it's not all theirs to keep and capture. It takes a lot of volume for a commodity like that to actually make a material difference to your bottom line. But it does enhance the platform and makes it better. So it's an enhancement. It's not bad. It's not a massive revenue driver.
But do you think almost like Wise, where some people might go to the platform because of that product and then use their other products? Like, for example, I use Wise sometimes for payments, but honestly, I use it for the debit cards, the multiple currency accounts for free. Do you think that's sort of a way to onboard new customers?
I don't think so. There's like so many options out there, but I do think a lot of people like having fewer apps. And if you're like, hey, I'm already doing this with whoever it is, and you're already using SoFi, you're like, hey, this is my bank. I'm going to keep this and not do the others. So it's a way to retain customers, I think, more so than attract. I mean, will there be a few that onboard from SoFi just from this product? Yes, but I don't think it's meaningful.
All right, Chris, are you back or are you lagging out still?
Yeah, I'm back. It's not a lag issue. I'm just gonna use the phone.
Beg to differ.
Windows is a virus, as I said.
Is it Steve who's cranking that mouse wheel? It's either Chris or Steve, but I'm
I will admit it was me. I didn't
it's
realize
not me.
I was on mute. I was scrolling something I'm trying to buy on
the mouse wheel and the iPhone dings is like Steve 101.
I haven't really heard them from Steve. I'm surprised. Okay, what did you guys think about the sensor tower data that just ended up coming out?
That was a great video, by the way. Also, is that not like privilege? Like, I know you said in your video that institutions have access to it.
I don't know.
But you also said that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to mute you now. Anyone else have any opinions?
I'm super excited about it. Like, because I stole the data off of your video and just manually entered it into my spreadsheet. And it actually tracks really well. There was actually a small, I think, mistake in the way that you calculated things because you used net members instead of new members. And so I think it ended up making a difference where last quarter was 83%. On that conversion rate, right, that you highlighted, but the other one that was previous that you had at like 80% or something was much higher than that because that was the quarter that there were lots of current accounts. Anyway, I've had to completely redo all of my estimates for this quarter based off of those numbers because I think you're right that even if those numbers are skewed to the high side even more than they've ever been before, we're talking about a really incredible quarter for member ads, and members are the lifeblood of everything that SoFi does. So that's how I do most of my predictions on SoFi for my quarterly predictions is based off of per member and per product revenue.
Tanner, can you explain what the data is that we're talking about, please? Because probably not everybody watching knows.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
muted,
Oh,
Tanner.
you're muted.
What type of host are you?
We ended up seeing the downloads across Apple and Android for SoFi, and it saw the highest raise on a percentage basis. Not like, oh, the numbers are just getting bigger as the company scales. As a percentage basis, it was the largest change year over year for downloads on SoFi technologies, like the app. So whenever you go back and you look at all the historical downloads for SoFi, you can kind of see, okay, how many members did they get that quarter, and how did that associate to the amount of downloads onto the app? Because if someone, upgrades their cell phone or decides to uninstall and reinstall for some reason, that counts as 2 downloads. There's no way for them to figure that out. Some people asked about if the app updates or something. That is accounted for from Sensor Tower. That does not factor in. Updates do not matter. Only new downloads. That being said, whenever we take a look at SoFi's downloads and compare it as a percentage of how many might convert to members, it looks like we could see 1 million new members this quarter.
Now,
And
Tanner, does that take into consideration that there was a big upgrade cycle for Apple?
No, and someone
Just
did
thinking
comment that.
Steve. I was just thinking that. It's like, okay, well, how many of these people are just upgrading their phone and it leads to new downloads?
Because that would have hit at the
But
end
isn't-
of Q3.
But that would happen.
But
That would happen
that's
every year.
So
That would
did you
happen
have
every
other
single year,
spikes?
right?
Did you have other spikes in the same quarter?
No, that's the interesting thing. Is the last 2 years in Q3, it's actually been the conversion rate, right? So if you take the number of downloads and look at the number of members, was 105% in each of the last Q3s, which is higher than the number of new downloads. So and you'd think that the upgrade cycle is going to be the same every single year for iPhones, unless all of a sudden, for some reason, there's a ton more people getting onto an iPhone 17. I don't know why they do that, because it's the exact same thing as the iPhone 14 and the 15 and the 16. But if they did, for some crazy reason, decide to or a bunch more people would upgrade, that would make a difference. I would be one of those downloads because I actually upgraded my phone in the quarter, right? So I wouldn't count as a new member. But it is interesting that in previous Q3s, that hasn't been an issue.
Is it? So just some clarifying questions. Is it tied to like an Apple ID? Like if I download it on my iPad and on my phone, would that
No,
count?
I don't think so. I think that would count as multiple downloads. Because whenever it's broken
They
out,
actually, Sensor Tower breaks out iPad different.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but you're right. That's what I was going to say. They do break it down into all the different versions, but it was consolidated. What I showed you was every piece.
And it's Android as well?
Yeah.
And can you see the split between iOS and Android?
You can. I didn't break it out that way.
That could be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just USA. I mean, it's gonna be like 80-20 split iOS Android.
Yeah. And from what I heard, or what someone speculated, is that because we lean higher income, higher FICO potentially, that we might see people converting to the new phones each cycle at a higher rate. But this would happen constantly. Like someone said, oh, I uninstall and reinstall constantly. Yeah, but that would happen across every quarter. Like the same inconsistencies is not unique to this quarter. There might be Apple cyclicality, but I showed off, 3+ years of data. So you'd be able to see some sort of correlation or spike.
Yeah, and the only difference would be if it's a super cycle as far as upgrading, but that's not really what we're seeing on Apple, at least yet. So like no matter how you slice it, like really good numbers, which usually indicates very good things for membership. Website traffic is way up. Noto is very bullish. And Chris, you might be the only other one that uses SoFi, but man, have you just been spammed left and right with emails and notifications of product and opportunities as a SoFi member? It's like 10 a day for me.
Yeah, it's not that high for me, but it's been they've been more pushy on their push notifications.
I'm really curious on that front, just to see if that actually leads to that product number increasing, because they have really been pushing stuff to the point where I hate doing this, because it's like, hey, it's my bank and I'm also investing in them, but I'm like, guys, I can't do 10 emails a day from you, so I've had to unsubscribe. But each and every one of those, you have to unsubscribe individually. It's very annoying. But if that pushiness actually leads to conversion, and it will, like it's just a question of how much. It's exciting.
So
Yeah.
I don't get very many emails. I don't know. That's something very different. Like I get very few emails. It's just most of the push notifications I get is because I'm using SoFi Invest, and it's mostly about the stocks that I hold on SoFi Invest, right? I don't get that much as far as like what you'd consider kind of spam emails or that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I signed up as a SoFi member. I can't get any further because they ask you for a social ID or whatever, social security number. But as far as I get in a member, they still send me out emails because they have my email at a certain point. So I get to see all the emails as well, and it's a lot. Like a lot of home loan stuff, a lot of personal loan stuff. It's very interesting to see because it does change. Like what they target, you can kind of get a feel for what they're sort of pushing in the quarter. But the only thing that I wanted to add about the numbers for the downloads is the only other quarter that's ever done better than Q3 of 2025. Tevis, do you remember which one it was?
No, it was. Oh, wait, was it the? No, I don't remember.
It was Q4 of 2025.
Oh, was it? Oh, I see.
The 14 days of data that we have is the highest average daily downloads.
That is so skewed, though, dude. Like, because it's only based on 14 days, not 91 days. Like, I get have a really good promotion for 2 weeks, and it could be like 300%. You know, it's not.
I get it, but it is not a bad sign. It's not. I think few quarters ago we were growing downloads by like 28%, 30%, 35%. And then last quarter we grew by like 48%, which was insane. And this quarter, I think we're on track to do like 69% change in downloads year over year. Like it's bonkers. I'm really excited. And also the highest website traffic we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like a 1 million member quarter would be crazy. It wasn't that long ago that Noto talked about us having a 1 million member quarter at some point, and that was back when we were getting like 500,000 members a quarter. So the growth there has been real. The fact that we're even talking about a 1 million member quarter in 2025 is something I would not have expected even at the beginning of this year.
Well, it's also a big step change from because like what was last quarter, like 811 or something.
It was like 840 something. 846, I think.
That would be a big step change as well, like quarter over quarter.
Net new, I think it was 859 or something like that. And then, sorry, that was the total. With churn, I think it was 829.
Yeah.
But and the other thing that I think is good, there does seem to be some seasonality to new members, like in each of the last 2 years. So in Q3 2023 was the Taylor Swift quarter, where we went from like 500 something to over 700,000. But last year, the same thing happened again. Last year, the number of new members from Q2 to Q3 also jumped up over 100,000. So it's not unusual for Q3 to be really strong compared to Q2, but my initial estimates was going to be like around 940,000, but after kind of Tanner put this out and going through the data myself, like I think you're right. I think it's going to be over 1 million, which is crazy.
I'm shocked to hear you say that, but yeah. Well, I'm not shocked, but I just got so many people saying like, oh, you're clickbaiting and everything. Even before I put out the video, I'm like, so.
Yeah, it's not clickbait. It's just really positioned well, and football really helps.
That's true too. That's true as
well. But it's only the last month, right? It's only September really where they get the football. You'd think that Q4 would be better because you get the entire Q4 of the football season.
Yeah, I mean they have the preseason stuff in August too, so it's meaningful.
I guess that's true.
September's the strong one.
TGL starts back up in December.
Is it December or January?
And the NBA.
I think it starts December 28th. So I guess you could say Q1, but it's not wrong to say Q4.
When are we doing our predictions? Are we doing them this week or next week?
Next. I mean, you can tell us. Go ahead.
No, I'm just wondering if I should do like 2 minutes worth of research right now or not.
No, I think next, because that's a
Okay.
quarter before earnings.
Sorry, I'm eating. I went back to back on the stream, so.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tanner.
Yeah.
Thanks,
We
guys.
should sing to him. I'm just kidding.
No.
We shouldn't.
Don't do that. I'll mute you all.
Did you buy more BMNR for yourself today?
I didn't buy anything today.
I bought more BMNR under 50. I grabbed it.
I think that's a fine purchase.
Nice.
I think it's a fine purchase too, and I'll be buying more next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to see my birthday dinner? A Wendy's patty in a plastic container alone with no salt on it.
You couldn't have cooked yourself a steak or something?
No, I got off my last live stream at like 9:40 or something.
You could have done it during the day.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
such a sad birthday dinner.
It's all good. No, I'm doing something on Sunday, so. And
That's how
Looks like
Tanner celebrates.
I just had a candle in the middle of them, but yeah.
Somebody said, "Is Tanner single now?"
Yeah, this would be what I eat. Yeah, anyway. To go off back on track, we also had a couple analysts come out in the past couple weeks. I don't know if you guys kept up with John Echt from Jefferies or Devin Ryan from Citizens and what they had to do, or I think they actually like to go off by JMP now, but what were some standout moments and what did you guys find this week about SoFi and fintechs in general? And I'll start with Roy.
I mean, like in general, fintech was the big noise was those regional banks that had issues with their lending, with their underwriting. Big $50 million write-off for one of them. Of course, it's in Ripples, and SoFi is more than a bank, but it is a bank. It's in the sector. So it got hit along with every other bank. Lots of fear in the overnight. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this isn't an SVB situation. There doesn't seem to be any contagion. It's just underwriters being sloppy with some of the riskier loans that are out there. I mean, when you're writing high interest loans that are, $800 a month to people that don't make that kind of money, what do you think is going to happen? So it's the way that the markets work, though, is if something in a sector is weak, then it sends ripples, even if you are in the sector, but you don't do that kind of loan at all. And it just makes me really appreciate the underwriting standard of SoFi. The other little thing that stood out to me too was I've been researching and continuing to research Figure, which is founded by Mike Cagney, and he is still very bullish on SoFi, by the way. So I didn't. He dropped that in one of the podcasts that I listened to, and I'm like, okay, good, interesting. So just a small thing.
Yeah, the regional bank thing is interesting. I want to get into that, but did you guys have anything else or anything else that happened from John Echt, Devin Ryan, any of the countless analysts that came out and put a sell rating on us and dropped their prices? Juliana Baloney?
They upped their prices, but reiterated their sell rating. Like, who's the other one who did it? Tim Switzer from KBW, right? He did the same thing where in January he said that we were worth $8. Now we're worth 18, but we're still a sell. So I think generally speaking, every single one of them upgraded the EPS and upgraded the revenue for this quarter and for the entire year. So it's only positive things that they're actually doing. It's just whether or not they still think that it's valued appropriately.
Yeah, the Bears just don't want to look as silly. They still will look silly, but
Yeah, it's a lot of just price following and sticking with the crowd so then no one loses their job. It's unbelievable, but whatever.
Did you guys see the Noto Kramer interview this week?
Yeah, what do you think?
Wait, before we get into that, can we stay on regional banks for a minute?
Yeah.
So the regional bank thing's a nothing burger. So Citizens Financial, which I believe is the second largest in KRA, they beat on EPS by 2 cents and beat on revenue by 20 million with 11.6% year-over-year growth. You had Cadence Bank, which is I think the first or second largest in KRA, beat on top and bottom line, 4.2% year-over-year growth on revenue, 5% EPS growth. Then you had the two that really matter. Truist beat top bottom line, beat revenue by 40 million, EPS by 5 cents, and then Huntington Banco Corp beat on both. So I mean, this is a nothing burger of regional banks. The two regional banks that are in question are small regional banks. It's not applicable to the banking industry.
yeah, and just across the board, they keep beating. Like banks, we saw American Express actually go today. No, like the way that they're talking about consumers, they're like consumers are resilient, they're strong. It's true. Sometimes when the market will freak out like this, we'll see this in sectors. Sometimes it's just a really weak competitor or somebody that made a mistake that is isolated, and that's what this is.
Yeah, it's definitely isolated. You look at JP Morgan. I've listened to the JP Morgan and the BlackRock conference call. I need to listen to Citigroup. It's Citigroup blew earnings out of the water. I mean, they freaking
Yeah.
I've been pounding that table since it was 40. Like that company is still, I think, has upside, but they trying to find the exact numbers, but they really blew it out. So
I think Ally also had really great numbers as well.
did they? I didn't look at Ally.
They had record EPS growth, and I mean, I just took a.
Weren't people clowning on them because they grew revenue by like 3% year over year?
Well, they're optimizing for the bottom line, so I think it's a mistake to just look at revenue only with the company at that point. So there's good earnings, but yeah, slow revenue growth.
EPS 166% year over year, revenue growth 3%.
All right, I'll give
I'm
it up.
not like
I'm but I'm just saying because you said the other day, you said who cares about EPS? You said I'm a top line growth guy. So
well, I'm not an ally.
You're not an ally of Ally?
I'm not in Ally.
Oh, I thought you said I'm not an ally. I'm like,
I do think that SoFi is going to have a very good quarter after seeing a lot of the banks. And I think that the Fed cutting, I think they may actually have to cut quicker. And that should be very good for SoFi's origination book. We should see student loans come back very quickly in first half 2026. Hopefully housing market starts to catch a bid second half 2026. The real question is, I'll ask Chris first, since he probably has done the most work on this, and then go around the horn. What tranche of PSUs is Noto and team going to hit? That's the real question.
I definitely think they get the 35s. Like
Is it
at this
June
point,
26, right?
yeah, but it's got to be 90 trading days
Exactly.
before June. So like realistically, they need to be starting to hit close to these numbers by like February in
So
order
we got
to really
two
get
earnings
those
reports.
tranches.
So you got this one, and you got Q4, which will be end of January, because their Q1 won't hit until May or end of April.
But Steve, one sort of like dark horse pick that I don't know if people will bring up on this call is there is a non-zero chance of S&P inclusion between now and then, because you can hit it in December. You can also hit it in like the spring.
In
S&P
March.
loves financials.
In March, yeah. What's that?
S&P loves financials.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
so let's go around the horn. 35.
Yeah, if they get S&P, I think 45's easily. 45's on the table. I don't know if that's going to happen in the first half of next year. So we'll
break
see.
it down into percent chance.
Let's see. Okay, we'll give it a 99% chance for the 25s.
No, okay, come on, no.
99%?
Split between 35 and 45. Or yeah.
So 35, I would probably say there's like a 70% chance and then you got a 30% chance at 45s.
I'd agree with that.
70-30.
Yeah.
Roy?
I'm actually going to say I think it'll actually be more like 80-20. 45s can happen. It's just tough because of time. If they had another 3 months, I would say, it's probably 50-50 at that point. It just, it's a weighted average over time. And so it's really hard to maintain that, especially given where they're at. And the macro is a little bit choppy right now. So we'll see. But yeah, time is just, it's the biggest factor there. But the nice thing is for us, we don't have to just be like, oh, well, they didn't make it, by summer, so that's too bad. Like if it happens 3 months later, that's fine. Although I do hope that they get the 45s. They deserve it. I do think 35s are very likely though, Chris.
You know what? I think if it's the March, it's hard. Okay. But if we're just saying what price will they be by June or July 1st?
Yes.
I would honestly put it heavily in the favor of 45. Because, and I would have said 4-quarter prints to get to 45. But if we get 1 million new members this quarter, and then talk about that, Chris, what is your thoughts on us getting to $1 billion in revenue this quarter? I think before that was insanity. Now I'm not as. I think there's a percentage that you could put down to say that they get $1 billion.
There is a percentage. If that sensor tower data is right, and they end up with there's still a pretty big range, but I've looked at it a couple different ways. It's possible that they get over 1.1 million. That's within the realm of possibility given the sensor tower data that we saw. So, but if you're looking at, call it one, even anything over 1 million members means that they probably went really hard into marketing. That means that they probably are opening up the aperture into the LPB, right? And even last quarter, you saw this massive increase in originations, but that massive increase in origination was almost all LPB because the amount they put on their own balance sheet was pretty darn similar to what they'd done the previous quarter. So it's really hard, and it's really hard to speculate. We also did get that the data that was leaked by the SoFi bear that then ended up coming to us that showed the quarter over quarter in August numbers for lending were down, but he didn't mention, but it turned out to be true that the July numbers were just rip your face off good.
Yeah.
So it depends on September too. It would still be hard, but it is within the realm of possibility, I think. And if they do that, that would it would be insane. If you get 1 million member quarter and $1 billion quarter in Q3, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Let me share one thing. Because I think,
and they'll probably, real quick, sorry, the last thing I'd say is there's a decent chance also that they're going to announce those Galileo deals that we saw this week that we should also talk about.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The Galileo debit card stuff?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tevis.
Yeah, I mean, look at their own guidance, man. 3.37 billion 2025 guidance. It's well, they have 2 quarters. They have Q3 and then they have Q4. So I think you're definitely in store for $1 billion quarter, whether it's this one or next one, most likely next one. But the point being, it's it's written in their own guidance, which we know they always beat and raise. So I think if you just do the math and there's 2 quarters left and there's 2 billion left here, or just under. So the point being is I think that $1 billion is not outside the realm of possibility. It's actually very likely, especially if they also raise guidance again in Q3 when they report next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I haven't calculated the revenue numbers, but when I just was ballparking it last week, it was close to $1 billion. And given just the way that Noto is showing a lot of confidence, it's definitely not a non-zero chance.
Bro, that's something that we need to highlight is how much confidence he's showing. I mean, there was some negative thing that came out about SoFi, and he retweeted it, and he was like, yeah, we accept all positive and negative. Like, he's just so confident. He doesn't. The naysayers are laughable. I don't know. I think there's a certain point whenever you start to turn the ship around where it's like an I told you so moment. And then once you really start turning around and you just blast off, you don't even need to give any credit to the naysayers at all. You don't need to prove them wrong. You just need to show the numbers. And I think that that's where SoFi is right now. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. And we can kind of pivot from that into the interview with Kramer, right? Where he dropped a brand new, well, he talked about the smart card, which I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be, right? But again, he reiterated, it's funny because we get the news on the regional banks and people are worried about their credit. He reiterated literally this week that the credit was looking good. And so I have a really tough time when it sold off in the regional banking stuff. I was just like, I don't care at all because that's not going to affect none of the types of loans that they were talking about were on SoFi. Nothing that, like, they don't have any exposure to any of the what was it, like First Brands or whatever that went under that tanked one of the regional banks and other things. So but the confidence he showed there, just generally speaking, like, they're finally getting tailwinds for the first time, and they've executed so well with all of the headwinds that I'm really excited to see what they do. They've got extra room on the balance sheet, which is also something they didn't really have last quarter. So they actually have room to expand the balance sheet and pump up lending revenue if they choose to do so as well. So there's a lot of things going for SoFi right now.
Yeah, not just for SoFi too. I'll just run real quick, like adding to banks. Mr. Beast filed for a banking license. And so things are going well for banks when you have a lot of companies that are not banks that haven't wanted to be banks are like, you know what, now is the time to actually apply, and the entities like Mr. Beast as well. So SoFi's already there. It's awesome. It's been like such a penalty and overhang for so long. It's nice. It's one of the reasons why too, like going back to what Steve said, with all the different banks that have reported, they've absolutely crushed earnings except for two.
Yeah, no, I just hope that if Mr. Beast does end up creating a bank, which some people think he's going to fail, I would never bet against that dude. I just hope that he uses Galileo.
Yes.
That's my only
Me
hope.
too.
Mr. Beast, I know you watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
Set up with SoFi Technologies, Galileo technology.
And did you guys see Lucky Palmer's bank, Erebor? The
Love the name.
the Lord of the Rings reference.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the helmet that he showed Rogan? I want to invest in Andril so freaking bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
I would
this
love.
is like, I had an opportunity to, and I didn't. I'm so dumb because I look at the split that the company that I was potentially going to buy shares through wanted to take if they went public. I'm like, this is like not worth it. Not thinking about like how big they could actually get, because that was probably 2.5 years ago. And I gotta think that funding round was probably like $5 billion or so.
You've like 50x your money by now.
They just freaking, I think they just raised, I think
They raised their
40.
Series G in June. They raised 2.5 billion and they're 6.84 billion total. I'm just looking at them on there's no shares available even, Steve, if you want to buy it.
No, it's not directly through them. There's platforms like EquityZen and that type of stuff where you buy it, private companies on the secondary from people who are trying to get rid of their shares.
I mean, I'm on Hive right now. There's no shares available at all.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's probably that, Stripe, and Databricks are probably the three most sought after private companies to get shares
as well. Yeah.
How can no shares be available? I mean, like, everyone's got a price. Like, I mean, just raise the price. Come on.
Well, he's looking at one site. I'm sure if you go to EquityZen or one of those places, they have shares from employees or something. But when I saw the clip with Lucky and Rogan, it was just freaking crazy. Like, you could see behind walls, it was sick. What they're going to do with the military is going to be incredible.
taking in a bunch of different which wasn't like, isn't that part of Palantir as well? Like that's kind of what they specialize in, is taking in data from like all different sources.
They're partnered with Palantir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Could Palantir even buy them?
No. Not
I mean,
probably not. I mean,
like $400 billion. They're like $7 billion.
yeah, they could use their market cap, yeah, but I mean, realistically, they're not going to want to get into that.
I don't know if this is the exact clip, but this is it. So both
It's sick.
it's both the helmet and the glasses are part of it. So the glasses are AR glasses, and the helmet is all the sensors that's taking in all the data and allowing other people that also have these helmets to see through your vision as well. Like if you spot a target, it's actually alerting everyone else around you.
That's wild.
So crazy that I was born at the right time to actually get to build all of this stuff, because you know, Robert.
Oh, you know what?
Heinlein,
This is not the clip. Sorry, this is not the clip. He's talking about.
I saw this clip. He was
Can
like,
you even play the clip on here?
I didn't. You guys are always trying to like. I'm on the stream too. I don't know why you're always trying to cancel. This is now Tevis and Steve both asking if I'm doing legal stuff. Enough. Okay. Enough.
Well, I'll find the link to the actual clip and put it in.
catching strays over here. I don't,
But-
bro.
You did with the
Play the
blank
whole-
tower
play the
stuff.
whole 3-hour Joe Rogan show. Let's watch it together. I don't care.
But no, Andril is going to be something special. It really is.
Hopefully you guys saw this live, because if you're gonna rewatch it, you're just gonna hear this the whole podcast, and it's just gonna be completely censored out.
Tanner,
They're
Tanner,
playing-
did you
You're
know
gonna have to-
Aspinall is fighting next week?
Sorry,
Did you know Aspinall is fighting next week?
no, I did not.
Zero gone.
What did you just say? Say
did
his
you
name
do?
again.
I said it wrong. I don't know. I don't know why I pronounced it wrong, but
What did you
Aspinall-
say? Zero gone?
Zero.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I heard.
I didn't say zero. Like that would be.
I thought you said
ridiculous.
zero gone. I was like,
No.
no. Yeah, I would say zero gone.
I would say that Aspinall is going to win in the first round.
Sorry. Say that one more time.
I would say Aspinall is going to win the first round.
Is there fight tomorrow?
There are fights tomorrow.
Who's the main card tomorrow?
Not a great card.
Yeah, dude. I would like to do some form of. I was talking about that all today. Was doing some form of fight companion with you.
Man, freaking
Yeah,
Kevin
we're
Holland
gonna do it.
again. Dude, the freaking Kevin Holland fights every 3 weeks. I swear to God. This guy, man, this like the 5th fight of Kevin Holland that I'm going to watch tomorrow. It's like every 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Sorry, we were talking about something. We were on a good path there before. We started talking about Palmer Lucky's headset.
Speaking of prediction markets, do you see the Robinhood news?
The more
markets.
The expansion of prediction markets?
you gonna end up using it,
I can't.
right?
I didn't see the
I'm-
news. Can someone
I'm used
enlighten
to
me?
talking to Americans.
Yeah, in essence, and I've got a post up here that shows
Here, I'll
screenshot too.
share it.
Let me
I'll
throw
share
this up, if you don't mind throwing it up.
Or-
So 2 things. One was Robinhood's saying that they are adding 100 new event contracts in the coming week. And so they added politics prediction market. Vlad retweeted that too and had some comments. This is what it looks like. And you can see they actually have a Trump tab now. And this scrolls down. There was like 5 or 6 things. So including, will Trump create a national Bitcoin reserve this year? So
Dude, they were betting on Polymarket about how long the handshake was going to last from Trump and Zelensky in like seconds intervals.
It's the best, dude.
I freaking love the timeline we're in. It's crazy.
It's actually great.
it is wild how regulations shifted that quickly.
Have you guys seen the clip of the Trump or the Powell cough?
Yes, some guy won $500 off Powell saying pardon.
Oh yeah.
It is it's peak comedy. I mean,
Or they bet on the color of Powell's tie for whenever he's giving like an FMC speech.
bet purple.
Yeah, purple always wins.
Always bet purple. Okay, let's watch this really quick because this pop off is so funny. I got to take down the chat for a second. So he's got I think he only has $160 on the line, but his payout could potentially be
It was $500. It was something like that. Yeah.
well, yeah, that was his payout.
Was pardon me, was informed.
Yes, let's go, let's go. That's part of me locked.
Triggered significant tightening.
Absolute degeneracy, dude. It's let's go. He's not even listening to what he's saying at all. He's just hoping he coughs.
Now, the most annoying thing about the predictions market is for the TA guys out there that are trying to do TA on predictions market, and it's not going to work. So.
It's just too funny, man. We live in a strange timeline. But you know what? I think, well, the pardon me stuff, like I think that's absolute gambling. Like pick red or black. Actually worse. That's like betting on green or something. But I think the Fed policy stuff and tariffs is a way to hedge a portfolio potentially. SoFi, as much as we can talk about how well they're going to do this quarter, the biggest lift and fall in their portfolio or in their stock price is what is going to happen to interest rates and policy changes. Like, I don't know if Chris, if you disagree, Steve, if you disagree with me, but people are using SoFi as a pawn in an interest rate change. Like a lot of people are hedging using SoFi. I don't know why, but if you want to play SoFi, you want to go long, and then with a small percentage of your portfolio, take the odds that Jerome Powell does not cut next meeting. That is a play. And you could do that on prediction markets, on Robinhood.
I think in the short term, you're totally right. Like in the short term, if SoFi comes out with a like awesome earnings on the 28th, and then on the 29th, Powell comes out and doesn't cut rates, right? It'll fall the next day just on that news alone. In the long term, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's what so you know that's my opinion.
No, I know SoFi will do fine, but you know, if you're swing trading, I'm just saying that there's some traders that will use this as not just
absolutely.
But like I like the flexibility that it gives, but it also opens the door for so much manipulation because like just throw this up, Tanner, for a sec. This was the head of product at X, and basically what happened was he gave a random creator a $10,000 bonus, and he got a ton of backlash. And basically, there's this poly market around whether he's going to be fired or leave. And he himself responded to this, saying, "This is how I win." Like from the what movie is this? Uncut Gems. It's just it's crazy, man. It's like, well, if you're saying, hey, like, you know, will Tanner, you know, cough in his next live stream, and you're Tanner and you're betting on it, well, okay, great. You've just opened the door for some manipulation there.
Now, Tevis, I know you've seen Uncut Gems. Did you like it?
Oh, it's great. Fantastic movie. It's actually one of the few movies where, like, I really like Adam Sandler in a serious role as opposed to, like, a goofy comedy role.
Did you get anxiety watching that movie?
Yes.
Oh, like I don't know a single person who's watched it that didn't have anxiety watching that movie.
Yes. Dude, as somebody who like also does the occasional sports betting, when he's betting that much money on the winning the tip off, it's just
dude. The scene with him and Mike Francesca in the freaking kitchen. He's like, "What do you know? Garnett this, Garnett that. What do you know?" It's like, "I just know." The Opal.
Great movie.
Love that movie. You see Runner?
No.
What?
Yeah. Dude, we need a...
Dude.
Hold on. What is it called? Runner?
You need to go watch Runner.
Okay, I'll watch it tonight.
It is so good, and then text me afterwards.
With Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake. Look at this.
It is such a good movie. And
if I said this movie has Justin Timberlake, what would you say is the release year of this movie? Let's play this game. Justin Timberlake, Ben Affleck.
He's been in a lot of movies, though.
2011.
2007, I was going to say.
Roy?
I have no idea.
Guess a number, dude.
It's gonna be like 2021 or something.
2019.
2013. Peak
Well
Justin
done, Tanner.
Timberlake movie. When is
Okay.
what's the other Justin Timberlake? In Time?
In Time was a good movie. I like that one.
I actually like that one.
That's 2011.
Great concept.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about his best film.
Alpha Dog.
Justin Timberlake.
No, I don't even remember the name now.
The Social Network.
Social Network. Thank you.
Yeah, he played such a small role in that.
I know it's still just an unbelievably good movie.
It is a good movie.
Mike Smith says Roy and Chris wondering where Fintech Friday evaporated.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of almost all those movies, so
There was only a couple in there that I know.
yeah.
Friends with Benefits, I think, was a Justin Timberlake movie as well.
2019. That was a later one.
That's not 2019. That's like 2011.
Is it actually?
That's why I was thinking of 2011 because that's like one of his. That's whenever he was doing a lot of acting gigs.
It is 2011. Yeah.
It was 2011.
It was. Yeah.
Ah,
Weird, obscure knowledge. But let's go back to stocks, guys.
Galileo deals.
Yes. Okay. Good. So, due to the SoFi insider finding this, we ended up seeing United Mileage Plus debit rewards. The site is operated by Galileo Financial Technologies. And then we also saw this for Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards debit card, also by Galileo Financial Technologies. I think, actually, I won't give you my thoughts just yet. I'm going to kick it off to the person that asked about this, Chris.
Well, I've got lots of thoughts. Does anybody else want to chime in before I go on my tangent? Maybe
just a question. Do you think they're going to mention this in the earnings press release like they did in the last quarter with, here's some notable deals? I think if they've got permission to, then they will. I don't see why. He already said that they signed 2 travel deals in the past. And so these look very much like those 2 travel deals. So they've already let the cat out of the bag a little bit. But I think that they will if they've got permission to. And I can't see, if they're publishing it on their website, I can't imagine that they can't publicly talk about it, right? I mean, it's here, it's on a website, anybody can see it. So I would hope that they do.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to talk about it. And they talked about the Wyndham Hotels deal, so they probably will talk about this for sure. And it's such a great deal, right? Because the banks honestly don't compete at all. There's 0 rewards to 99% of debit cards.
That's the big thing. So I think Galileo has identified this as a niche, as a really underserved part of the market, that there is almost no reward debit cards out there. And it also corresponds with this secular trend where this year, for the first time in like over 4 years, credit spend actually increased faster than debit card spend increased faster than credit card spend. There's something about like the younger generation doesn't trust credit cards for in some cases good reasons. In other cases, I would say if you use your credit card like a debit card and get rewards out of it, I don't know why you wouldn't use because it's got better protections and other stuff. But regardless, there is this secular trend where the younger generation doesn't want credit cards and wants debit cards. And so if you can, they built this product that really does seem to be completely differentiated. And the reason that I say that is kind of, well, first of all, because you don't really see it anywhere else. Second of all, they've won some pretty big deals, right? Between Wyndham and now United and Southwest. And then the other thing is Galileo's always had this really, really close relationship with MasterCard. Almost everything they've done is MasterCard. The buy now, pay later stuff that they did, the post-purchase buy now, pay later stuff, the Wyndham Rewards card, all that stuff has been through MasterCard. These are the first 2 deals that I remember of that are through a Visa debit card. So they got like their Visa authorization or whatever a couple of years ago. But I haven't actually seen them use a Visa authorized card until these 2. And so like that's another exciting part, is that whatever the integration time it took with Visa to kind of go through all that stuff, that's done too, because both of these are Visa cards. So I think that they've really identified this as something that they want to go after. And I think it's a really underserved part of just the financial ecosystem generally. and that they have a differentiated product that probably not very many other people saw or were working on. So I do think that they've got like a head start and a first mover advantage here.
And between these two accounts alone, there's hundreds of millions of potential, customers. However, well, that's not true. 45 million customers is, I think, the cap, because that's the amount of customers that do not touch credit cards. And the credit cards are the optimal offer here. The debit cards do not offer nearly as many rewards. I think usually on average about 1/5. So a lot less.
What'll be interesting, both of these do offer credit cards, and if you guys have been on flights at any point, like the airlines will give you the spiel every single time when you're about to land for like 5 minutes or so, and then they'll pass out and try to get people to sign up. I'm really curious if this is going to be, because that's much more lucrative for the airlines, how much time and attention they'll actually spend pushing this.
It'll be in the flyers for sure.
Yeah, it'll be there.
brochure.
They'll capture some, and like you guys said, there are some, especially younger audiences and generations that don't touch credit cards at all. Which if you're not going to touch it, then that's great, because you can get in trouble with it. But yeah, we'll have to see. But these are not small deals at all. So if the airlines are actually pushing it and it's visible there as an alternative, like, hey, if this doesn't appeal for you, then the debit card, and this is what we're offering, they could get a lot of traction.
Roy, do you think that a lot of these young adults are not using credit cards because of Dave Ramsey and just getting scared out of it? Because I will debate anybody, anytime, anywhere, especially Ramsey, that he's absolutely crazy with not using credit cards when he tells people to use a debit card. There's more protection, and you do not get any rewards with a debit card. It is so dumb.
He's dealing with people that have.
Whoa! Hold on, you're just absolutely wrong. You said no rewards on a debit card.
There are some
Compared to a credit card.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, what are we doing here? I just talked about how SoFi's changing that game, and you're going to bring up no rewards. I mean, that's their whole game plan here.
Okay, but is it out yet?
But
yes.
And there are other cards too that offer rewards, but it's not comparable to credit card. You're right, see, but Tevis is absolutely right. You have to know his audience, and his audience are a bunch of debt addicts. A credit card is a thing that they should avoid at all costs until they actually find themselves to be responsible.
But the problem is not people; it's financial literacy and making sure that we're teaching everybody financial literacy. And credit cards, look, I think that we have a very big problem in this country with not preparing people for their financial future, but credit cards are an incredible tool. If you use them correctly, it is so much smarter than using a debit card. You're just leaving money on the table by using a debit card. Like, it's crazy.
And increasing your risk.
100%, because if somebody skims it, they're skimming from your bank account, you're not getting that money back. You have so much more fraud protection on a credit card. It's just crazy.
So, like, why do you guys think that it is, though, that the younger generation is credit card adverse? Because
is that a fact, though, or is that like?
Yeah,
it is.
I have no idea why. I really don't.
Banner, we can't hear you for some reason.
I constantly am muting myself, and I apologize. Yeah, it is a fact. That's all I was going to say.
Is it a significant variance?
It is.
I don't understand the younger generation, man. Like, they what are they freaking into? Like,
you are the younger generation.
You are part of one.
I have multiple credit cards, but it's like these guys, they don't go out, they don't socialize, they don't drink, they don't gamble, they don't use credit cards. Like, dude,
bro, I'm feeling attacked. I have credit cards, okay?
You're not a Gen Z, Tanner.
I am a Gen Z.
You are.
Well, I am.
It's your birthday, so maybe you.
That's not how it works. It's birth year, so maybe you just. I'm the oldest age, and actually, if you read some reports for Gen Z, some put it at 1998, but others put it at 1997. So sometimes I am it.
The way that Tevis's brain gets broken if he's on the left instead of the right, my brain gets broken with the idea of putting a debit card into something online, because not everybody's using freaking PayPal. It's crazy.
So here's a very recent post on a survey that was actually with a Cash App Afterpay survey on Gen Z. And it said here, 63% of Gen Z surveyed said that they had already abandoned credit cards in favor of other payment methods, such as debit cards, even plain old cash, also buy now, pay later, while more than half stated that credit cards give them the ick.
The ick.
And
The ick.
57.
You don't want to get the ick, man.
But
That's bad.
To Steve's point, 57% say they don't understand the payment terms on credit cards. So I don't know. It's really interesting. But it's a very measurable shift. It's one of those things that's benefited Venmo and Cash App as well, growing immensely.
I don't know. I went through a big fundamental shift in my mind. Where instead of using cash for everything, using a credit card for everything. I will buy a freaking bottle of water with a credit card if I can.
Can we just highlight really quick? Your hair right now is like perfect. Like every strand is in the right place. Like what is going on?
Would you like me to mess it up for
This
you?
looks like a mannequin's
Yeah,
hair.
can you please mess it up?
Like, bro, I can see every strand.
So what's going on there is he's actually Superman, but he didn't have anyone to rescue today, so his hair is all the way it should be. Don't have him take off the glasses though, because then that'll spoil the disguise.
Somebody said it's the milk.
It is the milk. I need another glass of it.
Yeah.
That whole milk from the farm.
I need another glass of it.
Dude, what do you think I was drinking on stream? I'm the only person drinking freaking whole milk out of a rocks glass.
Dude, are you fucking Gen Z? What are you?
We have a podcast with St. Nicholas. Like bro's just having cookies and milk. Oh my god, bro.
Man.
Delivering
So good.
stock gifts to everyone.
Is there a better combination than milk and cookies? I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're like 6, no.
No, Steve's right.
Any age.
My wife makes the best chocolate chip cookies. They are so good. Anyway, those with milk, incredible. I'm with Steve on this one.
Oh,
Whenever someone hears my wife in your head, does anyone repeat it in that accent?
In the Borat accent, my wife.
Every single time I hear it, in the back of my head, I hear it and I'm like, okay.
I'm with you.
Sorry, we were talking about the debit cards.
I looked up a couple other surveys too that were from 2024 as well, and they were actually, it looks like the trend is getting stronger. Now I don't know if it's true or not, but most actually point to not really understanding the terms of credit cards and being afraid of debt, and a lot of that maybe is from being raised in the aftermath of the great financial crisis. I'm not sure though.
I think there's an untapped market with secured credit that's really not that could be exploited as well. We'll see if SoFi goes after that market, but especially where they're trying to appeal to these young professionals, and the young professionals are worried about the terms and the payback periods and everything. With secured credit, you can really, really easily say what it is. It's like, hey, this is backed by, whatever is in your savings account. And so we won't allow you to go over, and we'll automatically deduct that from your account. Anyway, you can make a lot clearer terms with a secured credit card. We'll see if SoFi goes that way. I think that they should, and I think they will.
I agree with
part
what
of the
Darren
problem
said.
is how predatory some of these credit card companies are with younger people. I mean,
Yep.
The rates, what are they? 22 to 28%, sometimes 30% for people with little to no credit or bad credit. Like, it's crazy. I don't even know how that's legal at that point.
So, Tanner, can you throw up Darren's comment? Just scroll just a little bit. He basically said it's because they're broke, and like,
No, that
no, hold on.
credit cards.
No. Let me say my thing. I think it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but I kind of agree with it, because at least for me, it was only after I started investing and dedicating time to learning about financial literacy that I understood the value of using credit. And so, like, when I was working like a very straight up, collecting my paycheck, it goes into my checking account. I only spend in my checking account. It's like very basic, like level 0 personal accounting. I didn't understand the value of credit, but at the same time, like I shied away from credit because you always hear about the horror stories. But as I got a little bit more advanced in just personal investing, it was only at that point that I realized that, like, oh wait, this is actually a tool that I can leverage.
Mhm.
And I think that it goes back to what Steve said. It's like it's a lack of financial literacy that they lead with the negatives around how credit can go wrong, and not necessarily the positives of how it can affect you or how it can help you. Now, what I will say in SoFi's defense is because they deal with such high FICOs and such high levels of incomes, I would wager that SoFi is probably like, one standard deviation, more prone to adopting credit than the typical Gen Z out there, because those people are earning more. And as a result, I associate that with higher levels of like more optionality, and as a result, more forward thinking around financial literacy. That could be completely wrong, by the way.
Well, I just want to say one thing about what I said before. Like, I respect David Ramsey, and I think what he does is great with trying to help people get out of debt. But I disagree with him wholeheartedly about the credit card thing, especially because of what Tevis said about building credit. He is a billionaire. Like, legitimately, he's a billionaire. And think about it. He's telling people they should not use credit cards, right? How do you,
a billionaire?
Dave Ramsey is a billionaire.
That's what he said in his latest interview.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the real estate he owns.
I think he has like over 1,000 properties or something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Office buildings, everything. But
Yeah.
back to my point, you can't build credit with a debit card. And if you're starting out,
Did he pay cash for his 1,000 homes and office buildings?
I would love to see all that stuff. Like, you're telling me that he didn't do the traditional thing? Like, come on.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't
No
lever
way.
up for
But-
all of that.
But it's just like when you're younger, like if you do it, actually do the research and you go down the financial literacy path, using a credit card and paying it off or paying off most of it and not getting into debt helps you build so much credit. It just makes your life easier when you want to go get a car or when you want to go buy a house. Like, you have to have a good credit rating, and you can't establish that without using a credit card. It's just, we need the overall financial literacy once and for all. It's got to happen in this country.
Can you
Well,
imagine
that's actually my
Bird has to tell you how to use a credit card? Like, just I don't know. Google it, man. Like, well, there's us talking about like stocks online. There are credit card experts online.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like what are they called? The percentage churning people. There's a whole community.
yeah, that's not a good community.
Oh,
That's not
the
a great thing to
credit
do.
card churning stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that. The bigger issue I have with
Why is that bad?
Dave
Why is that
is
bad?
It's just more they're trying to take advantage of sign-up bonuses and then getting rid of credit cards, which can hurt your credit scores and stuff, but you get massive sign-up bonuses. But now credit card companies are fighting back on that because they limit how you receive a sign-up bonus. Usually it's by spending a certain amount or something like, so it's much harder to actually get your initial sign-up bonus because of these communities that try to take advantage of, massive reward point bonus sign-up things.
What were you
Sorry.
going to say, Roy?
the bigger issue that I have with Dave Ramsey is his rule of 7. It's usually rule of 4 or rule of 5 that you can take out 4% of whatever you've invested for retirement and inflation proof and then be fine. They say 7%, which is insane, I think. And I honestly think that they'll probably get sued at some point because somebody will take that advice and find out like the math does not math unless you're in persistent raging, well, probably not even a bull market because you're actually diversified with a lot of bonds at that point. So that's more ridiculous than anything else that they've said, I think.
Yeah, my big issue with Dave Ramsey is just that he should say things like, if you are responsible with credit cards, they have better fraud protection and you can get rewards that you're unable to get with a debit card. But if you have issues with credit, then don't touch them. Like, that would be a responsible thing to say. But what he
Agreed.
says is, don't ever touch any sort of credit ever, no matter what. And he doesn't even take his own advice, right? So,
And regardless if he does or he
Well,
doesn't,
I
it's just
I
not
think he's
practical.
okay with mortgages. I don't think he's buying. I don't think he's telling people to buy a house.
You gotta
with
buy a
cash.
house with a checking account.
Yeah.
no, he's not saying that. But at the same time, do you think that somebody who came on his, like, is he going to tell people to buy office buildings on his show?
No.
Right, like
I think that's
like
baby
he's doing
steps
now.
15 or 16.
Yeah, but the point is that like he only gives the baby steps. He should at least give like he gives people only milk. You need a little bit of meat too, or for the
Cookies.
responsible people out there. Oh, cookie, sorry. You need a little bit of cookie with your milk, right? But like you just have to at least tell the responsible people, hey, this is a tool you can use too if you're responsible with it. Anyway, that's not important.
And going a
We should
step
stop
further
talking.
with it and saying, if you look at what you spend the most money on, if you happen to use Amazon for the most of your purchases, the Amazon card gives you 5% back on Amazon purchases. Or you have cards that will give you 3% back at the grocery store. It's just, it's crazy that this guy is.
We gotta get off the Dave Ramsey thing though. We're going too long on this.
Throw up Heinz's comment because this was like he went viral.
If this has to do anything with Dave Ramsey, I'm not going to pull it up.
Just
It's
throw it up.
the $1 billion with 0% interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I can't even find the comment, but yeah, he if he did get offered $1 billion,
he would not take it at 0%. It's ridiculous.
It's like that.
Who says that?
That says all you need to know about that.
Exactly. Who says that?
That's literally a risk. It's a risk free. I mean, you just take that, you bank it, and you get the interest.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should talk
let's
fintech
move
again.
On. Roy, what the heck happened here? PayPal last night issued $300 trillion. And this was, on the 15th. This is why I was laughing so hard, because this is from the freaking Avengers thing where he says, I love you 3,000. I love you 300 trillion.
Yeah,
I was just good.
Okay, so they're partnered with Paxos, who issues PayUSD. So it's actually a Paxos error, not a PayPal error. It was corrected within like 2 minutes, and so it's burnt. The fee or the penalty is like $5, so it's not a big deal. But it is hilarious. For a brief moment, their stablecoin was not only the largest in the world, but is larger than the entire world's economy and all the assets put together. They could have, potentially bought out all the Mag 7, had plenty of money left over as well. So,
holy crap, man!
It was a funny moment.
Yeah. I think they actually did end up printing or minting 300 million.
They did, yeah. That changed.
How many
really
Canadas can you buy with $300 trillion?
100 Canadas.
Yeah, 80. Something like that. If you're buying them one-time sales, I guess
you'd lose money on all of them.
The bad investment.
Yeah, I sent the boys a message. I was like, yeah, Canada by PayPal or something like this. They always do that.
Right.
Honey by PayPal, Zoom by PayPal. Okay. Any other fintech news? There was a couple companies that ended up getting into the top 100 fastest growing companies. I know Shift4 got in there, Nubank got in there. But
so in our after hours episode, we should talk about BM&R because our last BM&R after hours episode was one of our most popular ones. And now that we have Chris and Steve, we should talk more BM&R because we all hold BM&R and we're all bullish on it. So join after hours.
And a little SBET too. They issued some news. I was going to say that's the other kind of fintech.
Oh, did you guys see ETHZilla was suspended pending news? And it's actually let's save it for the after hours because that's a really interesting conversation.
Real is definitely a BM&R investor for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see the after hours show, all you have to do while you're subscribed, hit the join button down below on any of our channels, and you can end up watching the show tomorrow around noon. And Tevis is going to hold that to me this time, that we get it out on time. Because for some
reason, will not be late.
Yeah, people let me have the button. Not a good idea. But yeah, Matt Money. Also, if you want to join us as well, let us know. Just DM us. All right. Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone.